and he managed to push those ideas in society more. I think we were unlucky we had Thabo with his ideas. If we had a different president, we wouldn't have had the same problem. So I don't think that the structural conditions are going to cause the same ideas to play out again.
No. Certainly not.
Yeah.
Certainly. Okay. We've talked enough. I hope that we've provoked you for some thought. Can I just ask if anybody has got any either brief comments or just questions to Nicoli about the book? Anything you want to say? Also, anything just in the sense enlightens this debate. So we have a microphone that we can throw around.
Thanks. This is so complicated. It's so crap. Actually, I'm a bit concerned. I'm not sure if you can be able to look at it. Regarding issues pertaining people that claim they can be able to cure HIV or to cure AIDS. I'm talking about people like Matthias Rand in Western Cape, and also Heywood in KZN. And what I was thinking of, is it that hard for scientists to challenge such, to come together and speak in one voice and challenge such claims by these doctors, because they claim they are scientific doctors actually. So to expose and shape them. That is the first one. The second one, it's interrelated. The second one, it's about, Mark mentioned the falling apart of the health sector in Gauteng. Can it be possible for scientists to stand together in one voice and talk about such in public, so that things can be able to be fixed? Is it possible to have such a unified voice for all such things? Thanks.
Thanks. Matthias Rath, indeed. People have responded to Rath, right, and have exposed what he says is rubbish. But if he just deflects the criticism, he does what I call the conspiratorial move. And if you look at his website, it's full of the pharmaceutical conspiracy to sell toxic drugs to Africans. This is all, you can't trust a word. So somebody sits there going, well, there's Matthias Rath saying this, and then I can't trust the scientists. So how do you actually fight against that if you're a scientist? You could keep saying what you think, but then the conspiratorial move is made against you. So what the scientists, pro-science activists are now doing is they're kind of running exposés of Rath on the internet to try and reach those people who are tempted to believe his conspiracy theory. It's not really, it's the scientists that have already made all these points. It's the kind of fight for the hearts and minds of everyday people. And it's what the people in the treatment action campaign have to do. It's a one-on-one discussion about why you think that although science can have problems, and you can't trust pharmaceutical companies all the time by any means, you've got to worry about the role of profit. But you're still going to defend the idea of science. And I think that's just a harder thing to do. It has to be done on a one-to-one level. I'm not sure it would help to have the scientists get up, but that's not going to win hearts and minds. That's a more popular struggle, I think. Do you want to comment on that?
I do in a second, yes. Definitely. The back. There's two people. Yes.
Okay. Name is Nopos Kumalo, National Chairperson of CAC. I don't have questions per se, Nikki, but I think it's just comments, and I haven't read the book, so I'm talking from a point of ignorance in terms of how you're pitching the book. But I think, and it links to what Smiso has just said, as much as, and Mark kind of said, and I think I partially disagree with him, and it's good to disagree with your comrades. I think as much as we think we have gone over denialism, I think politically at some levels we've done that. I think that the residues of denialism are still very much alive. If you go to any community, you will still find a Matthias Rath of some sort, or and that continues the theory of conspiracy on AIDS. For me, that's the reality we're still living in. So Thabo might be gone, Mantu might have passed on, but the remnants of their legacy is still very much alive and very much surviving in many parts of this country. The second issue that I also want to bring to your attention, and I know you know it already, is conspiracies, I think, are not just about in our present age. So after everybody else has gone and we've got a president and a minister that can listen, well, a minister that can listen, not a president, a minister that can listen, is internationally the conspiracies might not necessarily be that HIV doesn't cause AIDS, etc., and that being accepted in South Africa. Conspiracies that are there now and are being perpetuated further by our own scientists in one way or another is pitching AIDS all of a sudden just because there are 4 million people on treatment globally and 8 more that still need treatment. There's too much money in AIDS. For me, that's a conspiracy we haven't dealt with. So everybody's saying we've put a lot of money on AIDS, and we need to start focusing on health systems. And what is happening in this country with health collapsing? A large part of it is because we have more people who are alive and our treatment on HIV and are surviving. And those are the realities we need to deal with. And these are conspiracies that nobody, even in the scientific community, are tackling in a way that is constructive, instead of saying there was money for AIDS and there was no money for hospitals. And I think that's a complete wrong conspiracy that is being perpetuated, even in terms of how government is planning for implementation of health services, not just HIV.
Thank you very much, Sean Kirsten. Do you want to comment? Sure. Take a couple more hands. I encourage not only treatment action campaign people to speak, although one and two.
I'd like to know why in the initial period you concentrated so much on statistics when you know the fact that any good statistician would have told you they're terribly erroneous. Just end up shooting you in the foot. The statistics of incidence of HIV, and that comes from the figures that Russell quoted on percentages. We've got about 5 million people who aren't. That's right.
5 million people who aren't on antiretrovirals, that's correct.
If that's true.
Yeah. I'll comment on the response. Yeah.
Okay, my name is Mike. I'm from Western Cape. Okay, my question is not the question, maybe it's a comment. The problem that I'm worried about because of the denialism is because of we have leaders and our what answers that we are injecting. They don't even know about the programs of HIV in our communities. And the other thing to be is you should write another book and find out from the person himself because of the government now providing at least that support, giving support for the leader that stand up for denialism of HIV. Like because you got the minister that is very good. Can they come and explain to us? Or can you have an interview with Meg? Or can we take a TRC for me? Because it was another apartheid of people that died. So that's why I'm asking that question, because you can't write that, because they can write easily. Because of now and more better, my lack of leadership that we have, still ignore about HIV is a problem in our country, because we have many school children that sexual involved, and they get pregnant. We got children that get big numbers in our schools, and then we have teachers, also schools, who sleep with young children, girls in our schools. I think it's another book for you also to reflect on themselves. Maybe should come in leaders who are good morals to school children.
Can I see another one hand, 2 hands, 3 hands, 4? I'm going to take these last 4, okay? So 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, 5. And then what we'll do, we'll just hear this, and then Nikki, I'm going to ask you to make a few points in summary, I'll make a few points in summary, and then we will mingle and continue this discussion over wine or whatever it may be.
Thanks. I used to work with doctors when I was always in high. I tend to agree with Nkosi about the fact that AIDS denialism is not over. Even in South Africa, I've got some practical experience, some very practical experiences that are based on my statement. For example, we all know that there are some churches in South Africa that should prevent people from taking ARVs. And I have patients who have followed up by me in Kailicha when she passed away being on ARVs because they stopped it. I also came across, I don't know whether they are Nura or something like that, but not a long time ago, I came across the existence of a product called Monavi, and I don't know what is inside. I tried to look at it, and they actually they have a huge program in Brazil to support their, and it's something that is actually provided by counselors at health centers. So, the facility managers don't even know about it. The third and last point is last week I was giving a training to doctors in Northwest, and I was very surprised to find 2 of them who were still telling me that HIV doesn't exist, AIDS is caused by the CIA.
Mike? Or shall I see you? First here. 1, and then 2, and then 3, and then 4.
I have a question about the roots of conspiracy theories and the roots of denialism. In the case of someone like Matthias Rath, one could see a self-interest, and you've given explanations of some people who have fears of profit and things like that. But do you offer an explanation for the roots of these conspiracy theories, for the roots of denialism? And I don't mean only at the level of leadership, but also what makes ordinary people susceptible to denialism and to conspiracy theory. I think that's a very important, because Mark, you spoke about denialism in other areas, and I think in the interests of never again, we should be very aware of what it is that allows for denialism.
Yeah, thank you for this opportunity. And I just need to tell you that we still have a lot of work to do. This book, it is not the last one. We still have to write many other books, because denialism in HIV is not yet ended. There is still more that we really have to fight for. We have policies, very nice policies in South Africa, but the implementation, it is not there. Yes, STAC, we fought that people should access antiretrovirals, but do they get them when they need them for free? How long do they walk to get to the clinics to find their antiretrovirals? What is it that they are taking these antiretrovirals with? Look at the unemployment rate and look at what is happening. And also, for me, I would like to say to you, have you ever researched on PMTCT? Yes, science has proved that breastfeeding is the best other than formula feeding. Have you ever made a research to go at the ground level to look at how these mothers are struggling? Remember, as a woman who's HIV positive and breastfeeding, you are not supposed to give a child water, food, or any other things. So if you don't have food and this child is sucking you all the time on an empty stomach, does that mean you have ended your research? Does that mean you don't have any other book to write? It's a challenge.
Okay, I've read the book, The Moral Economy of AIDS. I don't know whether it was written before. Mortal Kombat or after. Written before. I really read the book and liked it as the subject of Put It Often. And in that book you quoted a phrase called AIDS-related national crisis. Did you? Or was it from De Gaulle? It's where you try to portray that the dents in society due to... In your new book, you still have such a great prognosis.
Thank you very much. Now we'll just take one final comment.
My name is Tabia. I would like to know about the necessity to make people who are HIV positive at the clinics. They are not properly trained. I think they will need to be properly trained in order for them not to make people at the clinics. Just because there are a lot of people who visit ACT, but they disappear whenever they found out they are HIV positive because of our disease. They discriminate them at the clinics. I think if ever this stops, maybe we will get more and more of people who are HIV positive.
Thank you very much. Can I take it that we can now ask Nikki to respond?
It's my last book on this topic, where it was. It's my last book on, I'm not going to write another book about Mbeki and dealers and AIDS drugs. I think this topic is now, for me at least, put to bed. I completely agree with all of you that